Hi folks, I'm Modelers. So today is the final episode, final chapter of this kit, the Antarctica Observation Ship SOYA from Hasegawa at 1/350 scale. So I will move into my completed build review and also update you what I have done since my last chapter. So I will remove this box here and before I get into the ship, let me just move this out of the way. So this is the complete sets of paints that I used for the ship. So there's quite a lot of colors that goes on this ship. So if I think you can see the numbers. So but one thing about these paints here, most of it is used quite a lot, except for this dark green here. It is only used for the interior, so actually not much interior is seen, and in fact I don't think you can see any color, any of this color on the ship from the outside. So you know, if you're the type who I got it because I thought it's gonna show, but then if I knew it's not gonna be seen, probably I wouldn't have bought the paint. So anyway, let's move into the ship now, and I will have to use this box here as a background so that you can see the ship better. Okay, so this is what I've managed to do. So it's already on the stand, and since the last update, I think I had some of the deck things on there. So now everything is attached. And okay, a few things to note. This kit is actually extremely difficult to do, and actually it is beyond my level of skill. So I really struggled with this build, and it was actually it did get very frustrating. So in fact, at some point I was actually I wanted to just get it over with because it got so tiring and frustrating, and also things keeps breaking off as I was working along the kit. So let me start from the back here. So I got all these the propellers done. Okay, so I got all the photo-etched railings, and then over here there are these things given. So these are like shovels and some sledgehammers. So I think these are the tools for them, you know, when they get off the ship. So I just randomly place them over here at the back. And this piece here is actually a sledge for the vehicle. But for this kit that I have, it did not come with a vehicle. So let me explain a little bit about this helicopter. So this was most of it is actually photo-etched, The only plastic parts used are the floats and also the front canopy, so it has to be cut up. So it did turn out quite okay, except that of course it was difficult to paint, because when I painted this the tail part here, the paint seems to keeps covering up the holes, so I have to use a pin to open back the holes, because I hand painted this. And for this kit there was a lot of hand painting, because I don't think airbrush would really work on such a small parts. So, and then so there are two helicopters. I've placed one halfway in the cabin, and also this kit has all these figures given, and also these animals. I think these are dogs, and if you notice, there is a cat, and I placed it here. So for the penguins, I'm not gonna put it on the ship because it's gonna be awkward if I placed it on the ship. And it's also first time for me to work with this kind of photo-etched figures. But you know, basically they look kind of flat. I tried to do a thick painting to make it look 3D, but still looks flat from the side. So besides that, all the masts, the crane towers have been attached, the boats. And one thing to note is that these photo-etched have to be attached before attaching the boat, and there is some difficulty trying to attach this after the photo-etched is there, because you will have to fit this boat into these things here, which actually will stick into the boat. But these photo-etched can be dented and then put back in place. And something about Hasegawa's photo-etched parts is that it's actually very, I can actually show you here. They actually give this kind of you actually have to bend this, and so that you can actually stick it better. So functionally it is it's more practical, because there is an area for you to stick it. Because if this was in a single piece or just a single strip, it's gonna be really hard to glue it on. But aesthetic wise, actually it looks bad, because you will see this kind of and all these things have to be painted over wherever you put it. So like here, I had to paint this in the deck colors, and then because I painted the photo-etched in white, so after attaching it, for example like here, then it has to be painted orange. So it was there was a lot of these touch-up works. And for example, like down over here, I had to paint them in gray, because the photo-etched was white, the place where you bent it. But for this area, since it was white and it's white on white, then it's okay. So there was so much of these things going on here. For example, like here, I had to touch up those tiny leaks over there. So that's Hasegawa's photo-etched, which is something new for me. So I also have some crew figures on the bridge, and probably I put another guy at the front here. Okay, so it's getting a bit out of focus. So got all these things done, and so I got that seaplane glued up, and also for the riggings, I tried to actually follow as much as possible, but I think there are areas where it's not exactly accurate. So these rigging photos here, it's actually, this is the same scale with the ship. So I don't know if it looks the same. Maybe not. There are a few places where I couldn't really figure out, where it was actually going to. Even the side views are given, but it was difficult to tell. So I just used common sense to stick all the riggings. And then after I stick the riggings, I had to paint them up, because these are actually just melted sprues, elongated. I've never used the rigging lines before, and don't really know where to buy them. But anyway, this is a cheap solution. You can just melt the sprues and get all these things done. So okay. So again, yeah, this build was very frustrating. And there is one thing I would like to show you, which is this photo-etched part here. So initially I saw this MA11 at the back here. There's two of them that goes back. So I stick it at the back. Then I saw it at the front again. So I stick it in the front. And then I saw this this one here. There's only one at the front and two at the back. So I had to redo all of them. So I think this is actually a mistake. There is no this part, and actually there is another similar part given, and it's MA43. So if you're building this kit, might want to take note of this. So these two at the back here is correct. So that's the only mistake I found in the instructions. And in fact, this kit is actually, yeah, it's really engineered well. I don't know if it's over-engineered or not, but definitely this kit does not really suit me. I think this is maybe made for more professional builders. Because for me, I ended up struggling so much that, I don't know, it sort of took the fun away from building. So I felt like, it was a bit of a torture. But anyway, I got this done. So probably it is not, it's definitely not perfect. A lot of problems, flaws, but I just fixed it up as the best I could. So I don't think I will be, if Hasegawa does release another kit like this, I don't think I will want to build it. And in fact, this ship was so small that I felt like I was working with a 1/700 scale. And there were so many repeatings of touch-ups, and everything just keeps falling apart. Like even these stabilizers keep falling off as I was holding them. So actually this stand is good if you're working, so you can actually hold the stand instead of the hull here. And all these photo etch here keeps bending, and I think I hit this mast once or twice. It came off. The radar came off, and the plane came off once. The glue wasn't good enough. So yeah, just just a nightmare to be fixing and just repeating the fixing things. But okay, so finally I got this done. And for the photo etch, I'm not sure, there are some extra things left over, like some letters here. Of course, I didn't use up all the dogs, and I left the penguins out. So see, there are still some things here, which probably is for the other version, the first or third core, because mine is a second core version. And on the web, it's a bit difficult to find the second core's photos. I think most people would build the third core or the first core. So, okay, this is done. And I hope you enjoyed the review. It's not the best work, but it is, I think for me, I'm okay with this. At least I'm happy it's done, so now I can move on to something simple. So before I move into my MK15 phalanx, which I was supposed to start that before I started this ship, but I didn't have the paint. But now that I have the paints, but that kit has a lot of photo etch, so I'm gonna do a few kits without photo etch, then I'll move back to the phalanx. So until the next time, hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up or subscribe. And until the next time, happy modeling, and cheers for now. Goodbye.